so tasty!
Monster fucking Hunter. You know, this is one of my top favorite franchises of just all time, honestly. It's just got the immaculate combat, the stunningly detailed and beautiful world, and just charm that basically just has no end. And each entry is their own little special, different, unique little piece of Monster Hunter, but I think some of them are a lot more better at being Monster Hunter than others. And today I'm going to be sort of giving my 2 cents reviews, just short little impressions, and then also just a lot of stuff that stuck out to me in all the Monster Hunters that I played. Mainly the mainline ones. Getting into spin-offs would be a whole hell of a lot longer video. So what I define as mainline will be the main numbered entries, 1 through 4, World and Rise. And the Freedom series, a lot of people love them. I played my fair share of them. I don't know if they're really mainline, so I won't be covering them just yet. And then Generations is a really good spin-off, but it's not mainline, so I won't cover it. Now, obviously, this video is just my opinions as someone who's very familiar with the franchise. I started primarily with Tribe, but I became the most invested I had ever been with 4 Ultimate, and I'm gonna level with you, that enthusiasm had not been met until Sunbreak came out, surprisingly, but more on that later. For now, let's start with the very original big boy game for the PlayStation 2. Monster Hunter 1. If this game wasn't a success, the entire rest of the franchise wouldn't have happened, so I mean, it is simultaneously the best and least best of the franchise. A lot of the foundation of Monster Hunter is established in this game. The difficulty level, the fact that skill is put first and foremost, like, it's all there. I kind of don't like the way that the combat is too slow, and the believability of the monsters are obviously kind of dated. But, I mean, the game started the slow, deliberate combat, and it's not quite the stuff that you find in, like, Dark Souls. You don't have iframes up the wazoo. You kind of have to be more focused on positioning and just understanding your quarry, right? You need to know the monster inside and out. I think because of how hard they double down on the slow and deliberate combat and controls and everything, it kind of is a terrible game. But it's also fun in a way. Like, yeah, flicking the right stick is weird. I don't know if I really want to flick nipples the entire time I play a video game, but you know what? Everyone else is basically doing the same thing. We're all having a blast. It's a good time. I think the most worst part of this game is probably just that it's evil at times. There's nothing wrong with trying to be hard, but this game obviously tries to pad things out and obviously tries to, like, screw you over. Like, on your way to get an egg or something, you know, for a delivery quest, it'll be completely clear, and then on the way back, they'll fill all of the areas with as many just Vespoids, Velociprey, Bullfingo, whatever, just so you're screwed. And it's just like, it's really tense, it's exciting, but also, come on, dude. It's so obvious that you're just trying to screw us over. I kind of wish I could say more, but for the sake of brevity, this game's just kind of like a morbid curiosity type of thing for me. I hate the controls and the combat is a drag at times, but I keep playing it, so, you know. I probably would have finished the single-player and multiplayer components in their entirety if my friends didn't lose their saves, and if I had more patience to reach HR 25 and complete every quest and hunt 50 Rathians and Rathalos. Give it a go, though. I mean, it's a big piece of Monster Hunter history, and you can definitely see where things start to, like, be set into stone, and then how, in playing future games, a lot of ideas are expanded upon. Monster Hunter 2. Okay, well, I don't really have the most to say about this one. It's just Monster Hunter but more charming. It's a tad easier feeling, but I don't know. The most of Monster Hunter 2 that I've experienced is in other Monster Hunter games, like Frontier or like the Freedom series, kinda, sorta. So like, I can't really say too much about it. There's some neat ideas. They introduce new weapons, and those are greatly expanded upon in the future. But like, I think what Monster Hunter 2 has, for the most part, going for it, is just, it's charming. It's Monster Hunter 1, way better. You know, just a lot of cute little details and just the loading screens, navigating the menus, they're all just fun and just a joy. Also, I mean, have you heard the music that I'm playing right now? This is, like, probably some of the most triumphant and empowering stuff they put in the entire franchise. Like, this theme is like Proof of a Hero 2, and that's fitting. That's very fitting. Personally, I wouldn't really play Monster Hunter 2 right now. They're still working on a private server to resurrect the online and stuff. So, if you can still manage to get your hands on a version of Frontier, do it, because it's got a lot more content. It's got interesting weapons like Tonfa and Magnet Spike. It's got a lot of just future generation monsters. Like, it's a pretty good game, despite how completely bullcrap it is. Monster Hunter 3, my baby! Okay, I started with this one, I'm pretty sure I already said. The water combat is terrible. There's no mistaking it. That is just bad. I mean, it makes sense, like, how it controls and stuff, but it's just not fun. It's kind of like a bad way to add verticality, like, yeah, Monster Hunter, let's give it, like, weird extra degrees of freedom, sort of like space/water controls for some reason. It's cool because monsters have, like, their different attack patterns and stuff between being on land and then being in the water, but overall it's just not really good. I'd rather just fight on land. Like, the combat in 3 is just really good. It's finally where, like, it gets to a good mixture between being fast and slow. Also, look up any Monster Hunter 3 ads, like Ironbeard or whatever. It is just, it brings a smile to my face. He's a good man. It is hilarious. If you have a Wii or a Wii U or a 3DS, play Monster Hunter 3. You'll love it. The underwater combat will take just some patience or getting used to, one of the two. Maybe both. But give it a go. Monster Hunter 4! They finally added verticality, and they did it right! Like, now you can climb up stuff without this weird, awkward, slow animation. And now there's mounting monsters, which is a bit overpowered, but hey, it's just fun. It's just plain fun. And you know what? Fun is a great thing to have over just, you know, a hyper-balanced game or hyper-challenging game, especially in something so co-op-centric like Monster Hunter. If things are broken in the player's favor, just leave it, honestly. It's more fun that way. That aside, Monster Hunter 4 probably has the best story of the franchise. Like, this game has all the content, it has the best story, just the best overall combat feeling, the most interesting monsters. Like, it is amazing. The adventure you go on just playing this game, like, never mind the amazing story where, like, you just find out the mystery of, like, Gormagala and Shadowmagala and stuff. You will go on an adventure just fighting such a massive variety of monsters. It's kind of impressive how it's not all just wyverns somehow. Like, there's fish, there's spiders, there's, like, snakes. There's a lot. a lot. And, like, I don't want to spoil too much, so I'll just leave it at play Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. The quality of life features are great. Everything is amazing. Like, this game stole my heart when I played it. World. I'm gonna be absolutely torn apart for saying this, but it's not good. It's kind of disappointing coming after 4 Ultimate. I have a whole lot to say about this, so I will actually be moving a lot of my opinions and thoughts on World to a dedicated review on the game. But I think the big bullet points is just the transition to a live service kind of, like, butchered just the whole core structure and, like, camaraderie and community aspect of Monster Hunter. You think a larger lobby would be a cool idea, but it kind of is less personal feeling. Like, with more people, it's like living in a city versus living in a small town. In a small town, everyone knows each other. In a city, it's kind of like, whatever, weirdos. And I think I'm probably even more biased since I played the PC version of World, because the DRM on it just made constant disconnects. Sometimes I just would be flat out denied launching the game in the first place because my internet connection was spotty. It wasn't a good experience. the open world nature is kind of a double-edged sword. Like, the map designs, have you played the Great Forest? Like, actually, this whole ancient forest, or whatever the hell it's called, it's got like 7 layers, and there's a billion things, and then the freaking little scout flies, they lead you in the worst direction possible. It is the worst. I hate navigating these maps. But hey, the open world structure is a good idea. If you are new to the franchise, play Monster Hunter World. You know, it's okay. Like, my own personal feelings aside, objectively, it's a decent game. Plenty of people love it. I don't like it. It's not Monster Hunter to me. It's more like Dauntless. It's like a clone of Monster Hunter. They have an essence there, but it's not what I'm looking for. Alright, well, Monster Hunter Rise. Yes, this is Monster Hunter 6. It's 5th generation Monster Hunter 6, or Monster Hunter World 2. Despite what some people think, it's a mainline game, and it's the sequel to Monster Hunter World. I think one of the biggest and most welcome changes is that many weapons are just faster and easier to use than ever. The whole combat is a lot more fluid and everything. Like, World kind of hit this issue where you kind of hit a ceiling to where you physically can't do much about what monsters can do. Here it's a lot less bad because the player in general is faster. Or at least you can put in skills to make you just more fluid, more easily able to react to things. Or, you know, you could just stack a billion iframes. I mean, that's what the new skill system from Worlds has introduced us. All the skills, no penalty. And you know what? Might not be the greatest thing in veterans' eyes, but it is one really fun change. As far as I understand, Rise was developed alongside World, and so they borrowed a lot of ideas from each other. Rise kind of did the open world stuff a lot better, I think, because they had to accommodate for being on the Switch. So you get stuff where, like, they give you little things to where exploration is encouraged, rather than just, like, you're supposed to just know the map layout so you can get to the next area fast enough with World. Because, like, the maps in the world are beautiful. It's just, you know, the 1000th time you've trudged through them, it's kind of tiring. With Rise, like, the wire bugs and stuff, you can just zip across the map if you want to. The great wire bugs, even without, like, the Palamutes, you can just travel across the entire map. And then on top of that, you can just fast travel. There's less fast travel points, but, I mean, in both games, you can fast travel. Overall, I think just the maps are a lot better. Exploration is more encouraged, even just as the start of your hunt. You're going to want to go around the map, pick up the endemic life that you want, and get all the spirit birds so you can get your stats up. And if you don't feel it's necessary, you don't have to do it. There's plenty of Elder Dragon hunts, like late game stuff I've done, where I just didn't bother and I was fine. So, like, it's nice knowing nothing is strictly required. Just like wire bugs and Palamutes, you don't have to use them if you don't want. Lastly, rampages are kind of cursory. A lot of people are hit or miss on it. It's a hit at first for me, but as time goes on, it's kind of tedious and not really Monster Hunter. So, if you're new to Monster Hunter, play this one first. This is a heavy recommendation. Otherwise, I don't care. These are my opinions. I think Rise and 4 Ultimate are like sharing first place for the entire franchise for me. Anyway, if you skip to the end of this video and are looking for a recommendation for some reason, because, I don't know, you thought it was kind of interesting and you just happened upon this, and you want to play a video game about monster hunting, check out 3 Ultimate, 4 Ultimate, and 1 if you can. Those are stellar games, and also they're a good piece of history. Yeah, I'm gonna play Rise now. Why not?